Hey there team, and welcome to an absolutely gorgeous snowy Rivendell here. This is a battle sent in by Steward of Dale, and he is bringing Dale to the fight today in a 3v2. It's nice to get these sort of smaller sieges underway sometimes, but it's still a 38,000 frame battle at the end of the day. So it has taken them a bit of time. Let's leave it on 1 speed because the defenders are probably going to take a fair bit of time to deploy. The Greenwood Lumbermen are here. Let's zoom in nice and close. And next to them, the Sword Masters of Esgaroth, some Lake Town Infantrymen, Dalian Bows, Bardian Marksmen, Athala Rangers, of course. Oh, sorry, yep, 2 units of the. Actually, sorry, that's 3. Yeah, I think 3. Selduin River Patrol. Next to them, the Lake Town Pike Forces. Dalian Spears here. Armor upgrades for them? Yeah, armor upgrades for the Dalian Spears and armor upgrades for the Dalian Cavalry as well. And lastly, the Dalian Paladins are here. That's where we've got the General. Steward said to me that his hope for this battle, or his hope for his army design for this battle, was to take a more lightly armored or sort of a lighter focused Dalian force with a lack of the dismounted Earls of Dale and also the Bardian Herd. Yes, which are they're really the units that allow Dale to hold a front line as good as anybody. But with the lack of them, Steward is definitely going to have a bit of trouble pushing through. We'll see what his enemies are. But his ally here, Mordor, will provide a fair bit of heavy manpower to fight alongside him. Genocide Shroom is a guy I've never really seen before. So we'll see how this goes. He's got his troll catapult there, which is a very sound strategy, I think. The trolls are definitely nothing like even the mountain troll forces, but they are competent. They can hack and smash in people after they've used their ammunition for the catapult. Orc javelins here, a solid choice. And if you're playing Mordor on a siege and you're not taking orc javelins, you are I'm very perplexed. And you're not taking an entire orc fodder force, then yeah, those are the only 2 pure strategies I can think of. Ologhai there. Temple Executioners without an armor upgrade, nice and fearsome, next to the Temple Guard. Sauron's Will in the back here, very good. 2 units off them, Moron Guard and the Orc Fodder. Closer to the front, Bulldogs of Durthang. No, I thought that's where we'd have the General today, actually, is it? No, it's not. Then Minas Morgul Chosen. I actually saw some pictures recently of the new models that we're going to be getting for the Minas Morgul Chosen, and they look gorgeous. I am actually a really big fan of this model anyway, but the new ones look freaking incredible. So he's got 2 units of them. Good for a bit of pushing and also just a competent spear unit. No Blackguard of Barad-dûr though, so he is going to be relying on the Moron Guard and those Minas Morgul Chosen to do his pushing, if that is how he wants to take this. And his last ally here is another guy I've never really seen before, Wang Wei Frankfurt. Yeah, cool. So we'll see how this goes for him. Ironfoot Pikes up front, Ironfoot Spears and Ironfoot Spears. He's playing as Erebor, so I think that's a pretty solid choice if he is a newer player. I think it's definitely, I say this a lot, Dwarves are a good choice, especially Erebor. Dragon Slayers of Erd Mithrin, Erebor Legionnaires and more Erebor Legionnaires. He's got the Hammer Guard, which I think is interesting. And I think he can definitely do something with it. Halberdiers, Blacklock Engineers here. Then the Highborns, Obsidian Guard, and Ironfoot Spear. So a lot of elites there. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think it could go pretty well. The Hammer Guard is a sound strategy, actually, because these defenders, we're seeing one of them is a Dwarf of Khazad-dûm, and then the other, we're seeing a green on the map. So oh gosh, if it's Dwarves of Khazad-dûm and Mirkwood on the defense, that could be frightening for this team of largely new players. Steward of Dale has of course been around for a very long time, and I'm sure he'll be able to guide them through it, but it is definitely a bit worrying. We're seeing some stakes coming down. But yeah, so as I say, the Hammer Guard are going to be useful if they do decide to come out with, say, something like the Sindar of the Girdle. Of course, if the mercenary cavalry of Khazad-dûm come charging on out, I'm sure that nobody's going to be too frightened about that. But hey, those mercenary crossbows can do they can do some work if you let them. As I say, if this is a Mirkwood and Khazad-dûm army, that is probably what I would view as the 2 strongest defensive factions that you can really bring to bear. And This will be a toughie. We do have a dwarf on the attack though, and those Erebor elites will definitely be able to go toe to toe with just about everything Khazad-dûm can bring to the fight. And we've not really gone too horde heavy for Mordor. There might be some hidden units dotted around, but yeah. Are there any orc archers actually? Now that I'm thinking of it, there could be some hidden. I don't know. I'm not really seeing any hidden units popping up as I hover over them. So yeah, no. Temple Guard, of course, they can rattle some very powerful shots in, but no just horde archers in terms of the orc archers and the Moranon archers, though. So we're really going to be relying on... and there's really not many crossbows either. Oh, I don't know, boys. There must be more dwarves hiding in this forest. I guess he's got a lot of elites. Okay, well, let's slow it on down. Actually, let's slow it down to 0.7, giving me a bit of time just in case Mordor charges right on in, but I suspect there's going to be a bit of movement. So who are the defenders? Hazrama, okay. We do have a more well-known player on the defense with his Hammers of Gundabad and Sons of the Fallen. Behind them, okay, good. Cardlin. Well, to be honest, Cardlin can mess people up on that. Oh, dear. They've got a lot of crossbows. We'll see. M1 Breakout as well, so... he's been around for a bit as well. Menheriath Spears, Warriors of Khazad-dûm there. Minotaur Roman Guardians with an armor upgrade, fantastic. Gosh dang it, they look great like that, don't they? Then the Menheriath Men-at-Arms behind them. Some 3rd Legion Infantry. Is that 3rd Legion Infantry with an armor upgrade? I think it must be, but I don't know enough about Khazad-dûm to say. 1st Legion Pikes behind them. Tharbad Warhammers ready to smash into some Olokai or Dwarves. I'm sure they'll be happy with either. Khazad-dûm Reclaimers, and of course the Militia Spears, the Greenwood Garrison Footmen. Probably my favourite spearman? No, sorry, not spears. Favourite pike in the game, just because of how much use I get out of them. It's a tough fight between them and the Herenidane pikes. Yeah, the Hearthguard of Aman-Sul are here. Damn, I need to play Cardlin some more. Been a while. Guards of Khazad-dûm there. I think it's just because Cardlin are definitely my favourite faction. I always try to break myself out of my shell, but at the same time it's like, it has been a while that I've been avoiding them. Khazad-dûm Reclaimers here. Catapult. Sentries of Khazad-dûm. 3rd Legion Infantry. Some Sharpshooters. Orc Hunters. Menheriath Men-at-Arms. Hammers Gundabad, Sons of the Fallen again, and some Menheriath Archers over here. Great for just taking a beating, great skirmishing archer. Orc Hunters again, yep. Warriors of Khazad-dûm, 3rd Legion Infantry. Again, if they have received an armor upgrade, they've received it as well. Wow, can I have a look at that axe for a minute? Damn, who's showing me their axe? Let me see this guy. Oh, damn it, that looks really cool, doesn't it? And then the Sentries of Khazad-dûm behind them. Some Wardens of Tir and Gorthad are standing by there. Now let's march, or well, let's fly, I suppose, all the way around here. There's nothing up on this ledge apart from this Dunedain Ranger unit. This is interesting. He's actually defending this passageway instead of just defending the hilltop. With some more Menheriath Spearmen. Dunedain Captains, please, fingers crossed. Oh, good. Very nice ammo breakout. He's given them an armor upgrade. Yeah, it makes me feel a lot happier when I see them with an armor upgrade. Greenwood Garrison Footmen, next some Sharpshooters. And some Men-at-Arms, Menheriath Archers, zoom, Orc Hunters of Khazad-dûm, Miners marching on forward, and that's that. So this side is definitely far less defended than the main, what I would say, town of Rivendell. We'll see. Oh, dude. Those miners are marching forth. Maybe a quick charge with the Dalian Cav, but yeah, okay. We will see. No cavalry for the defenders today, which I think is a solid shout. You can get some fun with cavalry as a defender on Rivendell, but generally it's not the most open map to really wreck shop unless you escape outside. There was actually a battle on Scout's channel quite recently where somebody actually ended up deploying their cavalry outside of Rivendell, and they managed to get the jump on his forces, which I think was a very clever idea. Where are your two other... Oh, don't you glitch out on us, boys. Come on, you're trolls, but... I know you're not the smartest boys on the planet, but you can do this. That's very strange. Just knocking these guys down as they do it, but Hey, that's fine. One of them's making its way forward, along with the rest of the unit. It's great how fast those troll catapults do move when they're not being buggy and glitched out like those boys back there. Minas Morgul chosen, advancing forward here in a very tight formation, but there's no artillery for the defenders either, so that's interesting. Orc fodder, only one unit of orc fodder genocide, so that's a shame. I like to go for the 2 units, but that's an extra like 150 for another unit of orc fodder, so it's not really worth it. It's just nice to have 2 units of orc fodder just to throw at the enemy. As I say, I worry that the attackers maybe don't have enough ranged power, but this could very well be something that was planned out in the lobby phase, because one of them is Dale, of course. So Steward might have just said, actually boys, I'm taking a heap load of archers, which he has taken a fair few archers, and so everybody else was just like, yeah, no, you can do that. I would have loved to have seen a few more, or even another just 1 unit of crossbows from Erebor, though, just to smash into the heavy armor that we're seeing today. Those poor old halberdiers just very slow at the back. But the Blacklock engineers, of course, can really do some work, but I don't know, you tend not to really get too big of a clog in Rivendell. People usually are quite spaced out, and they might not be able to be used to their maximum level. But I'll probably jump up to 2 times speed while we go into Overwatch here for a minute. Orc fodder advancing forward, of course the defenders not wanting to waste any ammunition on the orc fodder, so they're just staring them down. Or those poor trolls over there, kind of struggling with it. Poor catapult, yeah, that's a shame. Because I'm sure he'd love to get that catapult forward and start unleashing some hell on this. But the boys have got everything spread out. If they lost a few sharpshooters, it wouldn't be the most upsetting thing in the world, because they'd still have all of their ammunition. I really like sharpshooters in melee afterward. They take out their little mace, and their melee stats are really quite good. The Minheriath sharpshooters are one of my favourite units, definitely. Just because of their amount of damage they can do at range, but then, as I say, this fact that they're an AP melee unit, that's great. What the heck is going on here? The mini-map, that was shaking about like crazy there. I think it's just getting a bit confused as they're coming down this hill. Now what usually does happen, and it looks like it's happening this time as well, the attacker that deploys here will be pushing this southern side by himself, whereas the central attacker and the northern attacker will push the north by themselves. Or, well, together. So that is what is happening now, which is kind of worrying to me, because, as I say, Steward has brought so many archers, whereas his friends haven't. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes, though. If Steward goes in first and the boys really take it slow and they give Steward of Dale enough time to use his ammunition, I'm sure that this can still go very well. But that's just going to be patience for the boys. He's sending some orc javelins over. To be honest, I think with those Sildren River Patrol, I don't think there's a need. I'd keep my javelins over here, to be honest. Do I have a cup of tea next to me? Damn it, I've got a... crumbs. I've got a cup of tea brewing downstairs. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm not going to interrupt a battle just to go and get my cup of tea. I'll just look forward to it and grab it after. That is a shame, though. But yeah, cool. Sons of the Fallen here. Gosh, these are really badass guys. I really don't... I don't know. I don't know enough about Khazad-dûm to say too much about them. But they are pretty exceptional every time I've lost dozens of men fighting them. More on guard. Yeah, as I say, I think they are missing out on something by not taking any units off the Black Guard of Barad-dûr. But if this is a newer player, pushing is something... Oh, there's the Nazgul, eh, boys? Don't expose the Nazgul. Bloody opportunistic... little opportunistic crossbowmen would very happily volley fire into the Nazgul. But yeah, as I say, a newer player perhaps doesn't want to risk a push, because it's a tricky thing to pull off. If it goes wrong, you've just lost an entire unit for nothing. you know, you push in and it's like, great, yeah, I bust open the line, but then you don't actually have anything there ready to do that, to use that push. So, where did that fodder go? Fodder's getting moved to the left, Mornal Guard moved to the right. I think that's pretty good. If Genocide is willing to kind of take some losses for the dwarves behind him, that could be good. Especially considering Wang just doesn't have... He just doesn't have the numbers, you know? He's really gone heavy into his elites, which I think is it's a good idea. Like, and we've seen it work a lot recently. Saying that, Wang has a lot of phalanx units, but there's just like so few Ironfoot warriors, you know? It's all Ironfoot halberds and pikes. And I think that if the boys are able to get some good crossbow fire right into his phalanxes, it's going to be over. Sylvan River Troll. Oh, that's cute. Some of them are wearing blue, some of them are wearing the brown caps. Okay, good. We're getting some fire in now, so we'll go back to 1 speed. You always get a good opening, well, long opening to a Rivendell fight. Good volley fire into the Dwarven Miners. I'm happy enough with this. I think those Dwarven Miners, for being a sort of militia unit, they definitely do serve a purpose. Not so much up against this very lightly armored Dale force, but they still rack up a few kills, and they're probably one of the lightest armored units on the field today. Cardlin, of course, really liking to pack on the armor, just like their Dwarven allies today do. So those miners are a good target. And if I was a defenders, like, I would probably not be letting them do this. I would probably be exchanging this unit for an archer. But yeah, I suppose if Hazrama, like, this is a cheap unit, and I'm sure Hazrama is just thinking if they use up all of their ammunition on you know, from some Dalian bowmen and some Lake Tower infantry, just on this unit of Dwarven miners alone, stuff it. You know, I'm fine with that. So that's probably the case. Ah, good. We're getting some catapult fire. The trolls have worked out their situation. Moving up a unit of crossbows there, volleying into the trolls. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I think you'd lose so many bolts just going into the front of the catapult, so it's probably not. Oh, ooh, hey. Oh, that's such a shame. They're all Tharbad Warhammers. Oh, crap. That was a good hit. And then, to be honest, even if you could get a good smash right into these footmen, I think that's... You, of course, would want to go for the Reclaimers. Yeah, the boys just don't have any artillery to respond to this. Oh, God, those First Legion pikes would be a terrible shame to lose any of those. But that's... Yeah, because those Tharbad Warhammers are going to be needed to go up against the Dwarven elites today. So losing a big chunk of them like that is going to be painful. But I'm sure the boys are still ready for whatever may come into this. The Hearthguard might be a decent target. They are spread out, but you're quite close to... Oh, am I lying again? That's a piece of artillery. I saw the catapult. I remember pointing out the catapult. Why did I forget about it? God damn it. Sorry about that, team. Yeah. Oh well. There is a catapult, and here it is. And it is responding. I remember seeing the catapult when I went through the armies. Okay, good. That's one artillery piece. We're just kind of exchanging fire between artillery pieces now. I'd move the wardens. Yeah, you don't want them to get... You do not want them to take a hit. Luckily, that wasn't a fire shot, so it just knocked them around a bit. Right now, we're 1-0 for the Humies. Getting some sick missing there, boys. Good stuff. Fire ammunition now. Whoop. Right over the top. Well done. Oh, okay. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Some more archer fire on the south, I'm sure. Oh. Gosh dang it. That's another one down. Down to one artillery piece. But see, that's the way I like it. If I could spawn with one artillery piece in a siege, I probably would. So sometimes, you know, most of the time. It's more used as a defender. Well, I don't know. Rivendell, you've got a fair bit of space, to be honest. So I'm surprised none of these trolls have died. Right, so Genocide has decided ain't worth it. So he's going to try and move that catapult out. But the boys are struggling. Now the thing is that cardling catapult going to be targeting the mob of trolls? I'm pointing with my hands right now, but you can't see that. Is he going to be targeting the trolls, or is he going to be targeting the catapult itself? Oh, no, come on, boys. Just survived that. Somebody's just lost a few toes, but trolls don't really care. Zoom over here. Lake Town Infantry here, out of ammunition. Dang. Yeah, I like the Lake Town Infantry. Pretty cool. Decent little shields on them, you know? Not much armor, but, you know, got decent little shields, so they can take this beating. And as I say, this is really just Hazrama kind of responding now. And for all of that ammunition that has been spent, they've really not killed that many miners. I know it was just generally from the... oh, right, so the Dalian bowmen are responding, but what are they going for? Ah, they're going out for the orc hunters. Okay, cool. I always think that archers are more... Oh gosh, they've lost quite a few of them. I always think that archers are worth a lot more to the defenders than they are to the attackers. So yeah, if he can use up that... I mean, sorry about that lag. Let's zoom on back. Had a lot of trouble. As I say, I'm using OBS here for this recording. But I've had a lot of trouble when it comes to trying to record Warhammer Total War, which I've been trying to do a fair bit of recently. And I've used Shadowplay to do that. Now, I've been mucking about with it. I think I've worked out my issues. But, yeah, OBS was just... It was so choppy, you know? It was taking up... It just couldn't do it, you know? And it was just slowing down my game massively. So I've been using Shadowplay instead, and it's doing a fair bit better. So I'd love to just use OBS for everything, because I quite like OBS. And as I say, I'm a very stubborn guy. I don't like change. So... Yeah, the Bulldogs. This is a good early use of the Bulldogs. I very much appreciate that. They're up against the First Legion Pikes though, but those First Legion Pikes have had to get sent in because he's come in so hard with Legionnaires too. Holy heck, yeah. So he needed to respond with the First Legion, but since he has, that's meant that these Orc Javelins can come flying on in to the First Legion. So that is a struggling front line right now. Those Legionnaires are actually charging right on through. Oh, right into the path of some throwing axes though, but heavy armor on them and good shields. So those non-armor piercing axes, but you know what is armor piercing? When they get in nice and close and they pull out those big two-handed axes. That will mess up somebody's day. I think I'd still vote on the... Actually, would I? I would still vote on the Legionnaires. I say that as I've looked at who's actually winning, so you know, you maybe can't trust my judgment too much, but hey. They're going to take some losses in that. The gatekeepers are right there. I'd get some volley fire. I'd turn around and just blast them. But I think right now, Cardlin's maybe focusing on the south. M1 is focusing down there. What do we end up with catapult-wise? They did get out of that catapult. Ah, good. Dale has come around, or Stu has come around, and is giving some support with his archers, which I think is good. It's good to see attackers working together. Oh, sorry about that team. Good little push here. Right into the miners. Lake Town Infantry backed up by some Dalian spears. Bit of armor on those Dalian spears, of course, which the AP from the Dwarven miners will smash into. But working together like this, they are just breaking this down. They won't suffer too many casualties. Minheria's spearmen coming forward, of course, much better armored. But... not as... I think their morale is definitely not going to be as good. Let's turn off this. Offline, please. So yeah, their morale is not going to be as good. So they're going to be, you know, since they start losing over there, it's going to be a struggle. But all they're really wanting to do is hold them in place while they keep unloading fire. Now, as I say, this is just really lightly defended down here. I guess the Dunedain captains are there, and there is more on here now than there was before. I do appreciate Hazrama's army. I like the heavy sort of numbers focus that he's gone for, and I definitely do approve. No pushing on the left, just pressuring the right side right now, which is interesting. You know, I usually do think it's quite good when they start trying to pressure both sides at once. Oh gosh, oh genocide! This is risky. This is risky. Oh gosh, if I was those spears, they are already in shield wall. As you can see, they're nice and compact together. I'd yeet on through. I'd just throw those orc fodder around, start stabbing into some trolls, because that is a concern. He is loading. He is loading. One good smash right into the... Oh, these are the guards of Khazad-dûm. No. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh! Okay. As bad as that was, that was nowhere near as bad as it could have been. The guards of Khazad-dûm are 3 hit points. Losing them to catapults is rage-inducing. There's nothing in your way. You need to charge. Just push through. Smash into the troll catapult. Because, yeah, this is why I love to have just 1 artillery piece. Because you could muck about with it like this. You couldn't do this if you had 3 artillery pieces. Now, what is coming to respond to this? We need the Guardian fire. We need everything fire. The guards of Khazad-dûm have broken through. And that's a point-blank shot. If he doesn't go for the guards of Khazad-dûm, that is oh, he's about to fire. Yep. Ooh. I should have actually looked how many guards of Khazad-dûm fell just there, but it was mainly sentries, but you are seeing quite a few guards of Khazad-dûm. Yeah. That is, yeah. Is Genocide a new player? Or, because he's doing pretty well right now. What are we at right now? It's 14 for 19, so the defenders are actually behind right now. But they're standing their ground over here, and yeah, these lumbermen are coming forward, but they're wavering right now. And the warriors of Khazad-dûm, yeah, sure, they do rely on their armor, but they've got a bit of defensive skill. So just smashing an axe into their face is not going to be enough. The Dunedain captains are coming in from the side here too, and although this is quite a light... Well, although there are not many units over here, they're all coming in at once. Now, to be honest, the Dunedain Rangers are moving. I would have maybe wanted to have this fight here, just so that you were in range. Now, they maybe are in range, but yeah. And it's possible that they're in range and they're just wanting to wait until something real comes up. Because right now this is all the plebs. Well, Dalian Spearmen, I wouldn't say are plebs. Seldrin River Patrol throwing off their jabs. Yeah, this is definitely what you want to be going for. Dunedain captains have actually been retreating back, probably not wanting to get javelin to death, is my bet. What we go over here? Yes, still no pressuring on this side, but a lot of dead archers have fallen, but or archers have been made dead. Yeah. There's nothing ready to push that side. I mean, you could grab any of these boys, so yeah, that's fair. Oh dear, Catapult died. Wait, Catapult died? Maybe he just left it. He just left it because it was kind of a bit dangerous. Now, the issue is, with that sitting there, they could just go and reman that at some point. Yeah, I don't think Shroom's a new player. He's behaving pretty smart. So, we will see. Oh god. Poor guard of Khazad-dûm just smashed in the back by some Saurons. Well, definitely what you want to try and deal with the guards of Khazad-dûm, but the guards of Khazad-dûm, as I say, there's 3 hit points. They're very tough. And they will just be tidying this up here. This is pretty cool because it's very melee forces from everyone involved. It's not really the cat and mouse kind of pew pew fights that you often get from sieges, especially sieges of Rivendell. The men of the Minheriath archers are walking in amongst the orc hunters, so hopefully they don't get into each other's firing arcs. Crossing the... what is the sort of river or lake around Rivendell? I really should know the name of that. Trolls are coming forward. This is already a pretty dicey fight for them now that the captains have moved back, but the trolls will make that even worse. Especially these are all like high, so they aren't just a big wall of meat and hit points. They have a lot of armor on them. So you really want something, as I say, like the Tharbad Warhammers to come crashing into them. Oh dear, suffering a bit of lag. Have the Rangers started firing? No, they haven't. Have the Blacklocks? No. Oh, Thala Rangers maybe gave a quick volley, but yeah. I don't know, I think I do sort of seem to lag a little bit. I love that it's snowing, it's nice. I sort of do seem to lag a little bit on Rivendell. I don't know, it's just maybe a Rivendell thing. But Dunedain captains have come forward. They're not pressed right into the middle of the formation though, so they are still going to be getting javelined. Olakai are actually retreating back now that the Dunedin captains have come forward. Dunedin captains may not have AP, but they're a good unit. Sort of, they can definitely sort of smash down the Olakai, I would say. Dalian Bowmen and Dalian Spears fighting together here alongside the Lake Town Infantry. But as I say, it's mainly just javelins coming forward. Now that the Dunedin captains are merged right on in, those dwarves will hopefully keep them a bit safer from the javelins. Menheriath archers just firing into what they can, but you've really got to wipe out the entire unit of Celdwyn River Patrol, and that's a big sink of your ammunition. Oh, really? We clicked randomly and we ended up in this little hovel? Where even is that? Oh, hey. I guess it is quite a big hovel. Troll catapult. Oh, the last catapult was destroyed, which is good to see. Now the troll catapult crew are going to be launching themselves in melee, and we will see. You know, we can just. So they're pretty healthy right now. They've not taken too much fire, and they've not really been fighting too much. And they've just launched themselves into a unit of Menheriath spears. So they are actually tearing things up right now, to be honest. But we'll look and see how quickly they do start dying. That was one dead just there. So it really does. That's another one down. So it, heck, another one. Yeah. So it really does show you that. The troll drummers, like troll drummers and troll catapult crews, they are trolls, but they're not war trolls. So yeah, they can be pretty messy, but you've got to be careful with them. Khazad-dûm reclaimers still just rattling in. We got Menheriath men at arms standing by. Nope, Sons of the Fallen, still just dandy over here. Yeah, this must be very frustrating for the defenders, because they've got to leave stuff here, because they do have, the attackers have so much in reserve, so they have to just be ready for it, but they would love to just move more and more men over to the right side. There's anything in the town centre, no. Yeah, so everything is pretty much ready. There's nothing sort of staying in reserve right now. Hammers of Gundabad, great stuff. They will have a lot of fun just smashing down some Olakai if it comes to that. Garrison footman. Oh yeah, I need to start looking for a screenshot. Let's try and find something that looks pretty cool. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool because you get Rivendell in the background. Yeah, I like that. Oh shoot, I should probably get the cursor out of the way, shouldn't I? There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh dear. Yeah, the archers have been busy. But we've got the orc javelin. As I say, I'm sure, like, I just feel there's enough javelins over here. I think Shroom should have them over on the other side. I see why he's got his trolls over here, though. Lake Town Pikes coming forward. Now that the defenders have used up a fair bit of their ammo, the Lake Town Pikes might be just what is needed. Just get some phalanx fighting on the go. Oh, damn, I thought that was one man remaining. Swordmasters of Esgaroth. I love this unit. My favourite human swordmaster. With the exception of like the 2 hit point. Got bodyguards, of course. Backed up by the Dalian Paladins. And saying that, Stuart's not got like an immense amount in reserve. He's got his Dalian Cav back here, but apart from that, yeah, everything's getting launched on in. I'd love to know what the funds were, because everybody's got kind of like smaller armies for this battle. Yeah. As I say, it's just if the defenders have saved crossbow fire, and we've not really seen many crossbows firing, I do worry what's going to happen to those phalanxes. Khazad-dûm reclaimers smashing down through these Minas Morgul Chosen. Minas Morgul Chosen do have a decent amount of armor, so that big two-handed axe coming in, and there's still some guards of Khazad-dûm. Shows you how just sturdy those tan dwarves are. They are really good. Hammerguard are actually in here. Now the Hammerguard they've got the stats that they can just stand there and smash people down like they were a normal infantry elite. So, yeah, you don't need to be charging them around, but to be honest, they do kind of have a free run. You could run right in. Now, I'm sure if he did run right in, he'd get crossbow fire immediately. M1 Breakout's been so just careful with his crossbows. I think I would probably used up all their ammunition by now. Saying something though, I think Wang, because of the amount of elite infantry that Wang's brought to the field, I'd get something up there. Just to go toe to toe with the guards. And really sort of tip the scales. The defenders having that catapult remaining now. I know that that catapult's used up a fair bit of its ammo, counter battery firing, but I think it's going to still do some damage and hopefully pay a bit, pay the attackers back a bit for the amount of damage that they did with their troll catapult. Ah, oh, dang. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, because that's just nice. It does look good, doesn't it? I don't know. Usually when I take a picture of a structure, I'll load the game back up in version 2 shaders because it looks a lot nicer. And you of course don't. The only reason, for anybody that doesn't know, the only reason I don't use version 2 when I'm doing a battle is just because it adds dirt. And as I say, when these models, when people have put so much effort into these models, when they've made them look incredible, and then we just slap like a 2006 or this game was like 2006 when we slap like a 2006 mud texture over the top of this gorgeous model, it ruins it. So we are going to get that taken out, and I know I could actually go in and I could remove that myself. Maybe I'll ask somebody how to do that, because I actually genuinely think the game for me runs smoother when I play it on version 2 shaders. Couldn't say why though. Lake Town Pikes stabbing into this force. As I say, a cheap phalanx unit can really mess up some elite units if they are able to just form up as a phalanx and outnumber the enemy. That's why I'm a big fan of just saving phalanxes for later on in the fight. These Minheriath archers still have ammo though, so as soon as these few defenders are gone, those Minheriath archers or anything up there will just be able to tear them apart. Selduin River Patrol, another unit. Is that a full unit? Yeah, it has come forward. Some Olakai are smashing into the lines now. Ah, cheap unit phalanx though coming forward. So if they are able to straighten themselves out, then they could be pretty good. But the issue is that those Olakai can just run riot among them, and there's actually some arrow fire coming into them right now. Yeah, I don't know if they're actually going to last too long, just because of the amount of damage that they're taking. Over here though, let's try not fall into that gap again. Oh, we got the bloody ledge, didn't we? Khazad-dûm Reclaimers. Oh, that's kind of cool. Khazad-dûm Reclaimers smashing off against the Sauron as well. I always like that. Sort of two big AP, sort of two-handed units, sort of just cracking into one another. Looks really nice. And hey, Dale's over here. Like Steward of Dale's over here with his with another unit of cheap pikes. So that's pretty solid. Just coming to do some damage. The defenders have been pulling it back though. They pull it all the way back, and they've taken the lead at this point. Sons of the Fallen. Oh god, the Hammerguard are damn good, but they are not capable of this. Very nice Hazrama, just catching Wang sleeping and killing off a few of these guys. They'll stand their ground better than many cavalry would, but the Sons of the Fallen are more than just a normal spearman. Another unit. Well, actually, is that the same unit? Yeah, that's the same unit, just sort of split apart. Just breaking into this position, and once again, I think this attack is going to be blunted and turned to nothing. But every one of these attacks, this is kind of different, because like you always see when an attack is being made, it's all about gaining ground, and then once you've gained the ground, that's when you punish them, that's when you kill heaps of them. Whereas this battle's been much more sluggish than that. Like, it's been much more just, by sluggish I mean a slugfest. You know, it's we've not been gaining ground, but we've been killing each other so much. So it's kind of cool to see. It's definitely different. Are there any guards of Khazad-dûm remaining? Yep. I knew there would be. Stupid, there's 6 of them. Last time we saw them, there were 13, and that was quite some time ago. Ah, this pike unit is actually standing the ground pretty well, and there's not a huge amount in its way. What we got coming forward now? Minheriath men at arms? Ah, good. The morale of these Cardlin men has held out quite well so far. Let's fly on over. Oh, javelins preparing. Oh gosh. Imagine, yep. Oh, they interrupted that? I was going to say, imagine if they hit the hammers of Gundabad as they were coming down there. That's definitely my target. That's Dale down to half of their men, actually. I thought they would have maybe already done that by now. Good, this is some very nice javelin fire. Swordmasters coming in too, those hammers just coming, wanting to crack down on these people, but just getting parried. Oh god, those poor guys. Sharpshooters cracking into their side now. It's really windy outside. Hopefully that's not going to come through too well on the mic. But yeah, it's pretty loud out there. Oh god, those poor swordmasters. This is very well used. I can see why M1 was waiting very patiently to use his crossbows. This is definitely the good target for it. But the attackers are paying back for that by getting this amazing javelin shot into the Hammers Gundabad. Thala Rangers opening up as well. Orc Javies actually pushing their way through. Now, have they got ammunition or not? Because Orc Javelins with some ammunition could wreak some havoc if they cross those bridges. Now, the issue is their morale kind of sucks. So, if they do move across by themselves and get goofed on, they're gone. I don't know if I had to bet right now. I really don't know. There's very few dwarves over here now. Actually saying that, the Sons of the Fallen are cracking into these guys. Ironfoot Spears are coming forward. The Ironfoot Spears are great units, but at the end of the day, they have a Spear Malice. The Sons of the Fallen don't. So that's definitely... And the fact that the Sons of the Fallen are just better overall than these poor Ironfoot Spears. But it's always nice to see a dwarf versus dwarf grind. I actually don't know, in lore... Are there any, like, dwarf v dwarf conflicts? I'm sure there have been, of course, at some point during the 3 main ages, but no, I don't really remember any. Ironfoot Spears, well, it looks like one unit is pulling back, the other one is staying. I guess he's just feeling like he's under... I don't know, the problem is, like, I just think there's maybe a bit too much caution here. Oh, I guess he's... Okay. So I think he's coming around and he's going to try and just run through these gaps and get a flank on. That's some good moves. That's some good moves, kid. And some Ironfoot Pikes, good stuff. I'd love to get a halberd up there myself. Just smash through that Dwarven armor, but hey, phalanx is a phalanx. And the defenders have just been continuing to leave this empty. See, the annoying thing about this, for the defenders, is if you do push through both sides, you're able to, you know, rattle into the side of the attackers from here, and, you know, they've just not been able to do that. That's what these gatekeepers are positioned ready to do. So, I can see why the attackers haven't come through there, but I just think that's caused them to suffer a tremendous deal. These all look high. There's 4 left. I'm only seeing 3 there. Where's your last boy? Oh, shoot! Forgot about those cav. Good stuff, Stu. Why are you coming back? I don't know. Oh well. Maybe he just couldn't see a target right now. He's taking some losses. Are we seeing some horse corpses anywhere? I don't know. I'd love to maybe just get around, run up here. I don't know what I'd do with them. Oh, the announcer yelling. Yeah, no, they'll be getting confused, thinking who's got command of the castle right now. But no, Hammers Gundabad tearing things up here. I think that this attack here, as unfortunately, the Dalian Paladins are there, and they're... Oh no, no, your poor boy. He's been glitched out, so he's just chilling. He's just a chill dude right now. Let's just right. I don't know. Could that be a thumbnail? Could that be something that people would like? People like individual unit models. Ah, dang! Put your hammer back up. Put your hammer. That was cool. That was a cool shot. No, I'm not. Do it. You scoundrel. I'll check him again in a little while. But yeah, I just never really sure what people like for thumbnails. Orc Javelins trying to survive, but they're not going to last long against this. The Dalian Paladins are probably best to just stand there. Ooh, good stuff. Okay, good man. Good charge there. That was actually not... That was a great charge, but it just didn't really pay off too well. I guess there were a lot of them dying. Yeah, sharpshooters coming for some volley fire into the Dalian Cav, so that's smart. What are we at now? 68 for 61. I worry, I think. And you've got to keep in mind how much crossbow fire the defenders still have on hand. What you got to keep in mind though is the... I probably said, do you want to keep in mind like 3 times in the past 2 seconds, right? Is that... A lot of what the defenders have been losing are the dwarves. The dwarves have really taken on the chin here for the men, and that is going to be helping them out. Whereas a lot of what the attackers have lost are these orcs, and there's a lot of dwarves remaining. So and it's generally the rule that dwarves are higher quality than orcs and humans. You know, it depends who you ask. You know, but generally that's a fair way to view it. Ooh, I really like the captain of that. Can I get a good shot of him? Yeah, just like he's got this little feather. He's just a cool unit. I like the shields for the Tharbad guys too. The riders, Tharbad riders. Sorry about clicking right into the mic. It's just something I do when I think. Gatekeeper's actually used up all of their ammo. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't. Maybe he's just like, yeah, let's shut down this formation. Just get stuck in. They're AP and melee with those halberds. So why not, dude? Just get them dead. We've still got a little under 10,000 frames. So a lot can happen still. And as I say, a lot of the power that the defenders still have is in their range units. So if the attackers can punish that and they can push fast enough, this could get messy. Now the issue is that a lot of the infantry power that we have are Ironfoot pikes and Ironfoot halberds. And they are very, very, they're ammo sponges. You know, they can just go down real quick with that. So, I don't know. It could be good, it could be bad. Good stuff from Stu. Just continuing to lance these guys down. Sharpshooters really not want to waste more ammunition on them. There's only 8 of them left, but 8 lancers. Oh, no, sorry, only 7 lancers. Banner carrier isn't going to be able to throw down a spear. The Thala Rangers still have a bit of ammunition here. And, yeah, as I say, the Dalian Paladins. So they need to leave something here, because the Dalian Paladin... You did it! You did it! Good man. He found his way out. Which is definitely... It's going to be helpful. That guy might have a lot... That guy might still have his full hit points, to be honest. You know, a full hit point Olokai is nothing to be scoffed at. Catapult crew out of ammunition now. Yep, they are definitely out of ammunition. Or maybe they're trying to pretend they are. It's hard to say. But that's definitely... that'll be a weight off the attacker's back. Oh, wow. Some Olokai pushed all the way into here. Maybe the Olokai were actually trying to shut down the catapult. Oh. That is the one remaining Olokai over here, the captain. He's seen all of his brave trolls slain at the hands of these mace-wielding humans. And he's very slow. I think maybe he's very slow because he's trying to basically connect with the other unit all the way across the map. I don't know. But he should be faster than that. I think that's his buddy. Let's try and catch him. Yep, that's definitely his buddy. You can see his silhouette just being way taller than everybody else. Are we in a bit of a... Are we... Is it silent? Is it peace? Nope. I thought there was peace for a moment. As we have a solid push here. Ironfoot halberds mixing up with some Ironfoot Ironfoot pikes, and the Minas Morgul Chosen are steamrolling through this position. The gatekeepers were actually sent in before they had used up their ammo, which is I like that. That's a smart plan. And these few dwarves and these men-at-arms here. Oh, oh yeah, of course that's the captain of one of the Erebor units. That isn't a Son of the Fallen. It's an Ironfoot halberd captain. But whatever it is, they just need to wipe it out so that these gatekeepers can start volleying into the approaching Dwarven forces. Because if that mob of dwarves pushes in without taking enough damage, this could be over. Tharbad Warhammer's coming forward. The Orc Hunters are not bad in melee, especially with a unit of 93 of them. Yeah, that Olokai is just wanting to run on back. He's a bit confused. But he's going to get home. Yeah, you definitely don't want to just throw yourself into the Wardens of Tyr and Gorthad. Trolls are fantastic up against pikemen, but when you've got a unit of pikes like that, it's not fun to fight. Dalian cavalry alongside one of these trolls, actually cracking the skulls of some Dunedain Rangers out of ammunition. So this is a good way to rack up some kills and just sort of delete it. Oh, I didn't think the Dunedain Rangers would be able to kill him that fast. He's probably been fighting for a while though, to be honest. Dalian cavalry really, they were just trying to push their way through by the looks of things, but that was them broken. That was really that was a bit of an ace, but Yeah. So it's now just that one remaining Olokai captain. But they would have definitely lost a few Dunedain Rangers to that Olokai as he was smashing through them. But Dalian Paladins, if they come too close, they're going to take a lot of crossbow fire. There's a Swordmaster of Esgaroth unit that I totally forgot about, it looks like. So, but together, that's something pleasant. They need to have something of competence to deal with that. How do those sharpshooters still have ammunition? If they don't, they do, right. Even if they didn't, they could hold them in place for a while. Don't think they could kill them, though. But I think, for the most part, this is where the battle is going to be won or lost. And right now, it looks like it's being won, but they're actually falling back. It looks like they're a bit concerned about the amount of ammunition they'd have poured onto them. And they just want to be a bit careful about how they are proceeding right now. As I say, so much of what Wang has left are these 2 hit point units. Temple Guards still with ammunition. Shadow Bows there, actually. Doing some good work. Good stuff, Shadow Bows. I know these are heavily armoured, shielded men, but still, yeah, you're not really going to get a great opportunity from this point on. Highborns of Erebor, please don't tell me this is where your general is. No, it's not. I always like putting him in the Highborns. I don't know, it's kind of just lore for me to put him in there. I just feel like, yeah, he would be amongst the... he would be amongst his high council if he was on the field. So that's why I put him in that with the Highborns. But he's probably put him with like the Dragon Slayers or something like that. Cool. Actually, the Obsidian Guard, because you've got the Obsidian Guard at the back. That is where he is. Fair enough, yeah. The Obsidian Guard have a massive amount of defensive skill, so they can probably keep him safe for a while. Oh! Good catapult shot. Oh! Alright, okay, I thought that one was going to be the same. Sorry about the impromptu grunt. That's quite a lot of Highborns dropped. Again, 2 hit point Highborns. Hearthguard firing in, not armor piercing. Good archers though. They can be fire arrows too, actually, but not with the general in the unit. I really like to put them in the. This is my one sort of complaint with Cardlin. The Hearthguard of Amonsul are the only fire arrow unit that Cardlin has, and yet I always like to put my general in with them. So I don't have access to fire arrows while the general's still alive. So, yeah, I just feel like Minheriath archers, but at the same time, like Gondor archers don't get them. Yeah, but hey, that's a discussion for another time. What units do and don't get fire arrows is not something that... Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, dang, I thought the entire back line was using their shields this way. That would just be a funny way to sort out the situation. Minheriath archers just mowing through what's left of the shadow bows. Really taking them down to a low number now, so they aren't really going to be anywhere near as effective. Oh gosh, what do we have over here? Oh, yep, nice. Athala Rangers coming forward with their ammunition still. Even if they didn't have ammunition, that's 75 swordsmen, you know, something. Just sneaking behind the lines. Dalian Paladins coming streaming forward. They weren't able to get some good crossbow fire on them, and oh, these crossbows are out of ammunition. Maybe they were. Dalian Paladins will smash open the sharpshooters. That general's going in by himself. Oh, that general is going to be mowing through people, especially that sword of his is armor piercing, because he's inside an armor piercing unit. So he's going to be doing a lot of work up against these sharpshooters who really rely on their armor to keep themselves alive. But being alone like that, even just these 3 macemen that he's fighting right now, this one here is trying to fight his way toward the front as well. So they'll hurt him. Jeebus, right now though, he is having a pretty good fight. That was one of the defenders hitting half their men left. I suspect that was Cardlin. Oh, I really just the shading on the colours on the Dalian general I think is really cool. It's definitely a battle between him and which general do I think is the coolest looking? It's a hard choice. It's a very tough choice. I like Dorwinian's general. I don't know, but I like purple. Temple Executioners coming forward, and there's really just not the elite forces to counter that right now. Minheriath men at arms mowing through what's left of the Highborns, but Temple Guard coming up here. The Minotaur Roman Guardians, if it was a full unit, could probably do some damn good work up against the Temple Guard, but as it stands, they're kind of struggling. Dragon Slayers here, going toe-to-toe with the Hearthguard. Let's say I love the Hearthguard, but at the end of the day, they're spearmen. They suffer from the Spear Malice, and they're just not built to deal with a unit like the Dragon Slayers. Minismorgul Chosen, stabbing into the Sharpshooters there. And even the Tharbad Warhammers having trouble here. That shocks me a bit that they're struggling so much against the Blacklock Engineers. I know the Blacklock Engineers are a 2 hit point unit with some decent stats, but I would have thought the Tharbad Warhammers were perfect for that. It looks like they're a bit better now. I expect they will deal with this, but the problem is we're at a lack of elites on this side of the battlefield, over the entire battlefield. So just the Blacklocks holding these Tharbad Warhammers in place, while the elite forces of Erebor win everywhere else. Ah, sneaky move. I think he was probably just running from the trolls, that's why. But he does have that catapult. Hopefully it will... Hopefully nobody's going to see this happen. Nope, nice. So he's turning around, he's trying to answer to it. Yeah, no, they're not going to be able to get a shot off. Nope. Oh, he's trying, but no. Good move, but yeah, he just managed to spot in time. The Wardens and the Greenway Garrison Footmen are coming forward. Wardens would be able to do some good work up against these elite units, but I worry. I think that the battlefield is just a bit too chaotic now. Looks like these Minheriath archers are actually in guard mode. That's why they're just not really engaging in the fight. They wouldn't really be able to rack up too many kills either way. Whose general is that? That's Mordor's general, I think, taken out. We didn't even see the Nazgul. I think the Nazgul were probably just thrown into that bloodbath at some point. Sharpshooter's kind of struggling up against the Minismorgul Chosen. That surprises me. I would have thought that they'd be pretty good in that fight. Tharbad Warhammer's actually really having more difficulty here now. That's Dale's general finally dead. He did very well up there by himself. We of course saw that the paladins had arrived to assist him, but still he survived for a long time without support. And the halberds coming up now, and the pikemen, and yeah, it's just tough to answer to phalanxes in the late game. Where's the Tir Gorthad? Doing pretty good, but they're just at risk of being surrounded here. Greenway Garrison Footmen, somebody's managed to grab them. Oh, good, the Athala Rangers showed up.
Praise the Holy Lord. Our foe has lost control of the castle.
Alright. Oh gosh, what's causing these guys to drop so fast? They getting shot from somewhere? Don't know. Yeah. Well, just those Athala Rangers, just keeping those footmen back from the front lines has really helped out. Catapult crew coming forward, just trying to do what they can. The catapult's free, actually. I think M1 is not going to give up. He's going to go and grab it. Looks like the orcs of Moria are... Not Moria, sorry. The orcs of Mordor are running past. I think I was trying to say Morgul. I confused it to Moria. Could be. Oh, good. Come on. Now, of course, the Minismorgul Chosen have spotted it. Yeah. I was going to say that's got a risk of friendly fire. At this point in the battle, you don't care. You just go for it. But yeah. No, Tharbad, sorry, the Wardens of Tir Gorthad will do some more good work here, but Dragon Slayers are just so heavily armoured that those pikes, sort of lower damage pikes, are never really going to be able to mess them up too bad.
The enemy is no longer in command of the castle.
And I think that is about that. It's only a few hundred frames left. I think the defenders might end up admitting defeat, but pretty damn close fight. I was in the defenders camp for a lot of that, to be honest. I genuinely think that they had it. I thought that Erebor was being far too conservative with his forces, but no, it showed that was just what was needed. The reason that I was worried, I thought that there was more crossbow ammunition than there actually was. I guess he was using, M1 Breakout was using his crossbows more frequently than I thought. You know, I really thought it was a case of he was just conserving all of their ammo, because we saw that when those dwarves came forward, it was really time to punish them, there just wasn't the ammunition to do that. So that's the way it went. Let's jump into Steward of Dale's kills first. Dalian Paladins came in and really wrecked shop. I didn't think that they would be enough, and I thought they'd be smashed to pieces by the crossbows. But once again, you know, crossbows, they had been firing more than I thought they were. That was the main thing about this battle, I think. Dalian Cav, as I say, I think it's always a risk taking Lancers on the attack. I think Rivendell, you can do some good work with them if you do manage to get in. And yeah, 76 kills are not bad. You know, it's a good few dwarves killed in those charges, those armor-piercing charges. Triple Dalian Spears, taking a bit of a beating. Generally, like with Spearmen especially, you're never really going to rack up too many kills with them in a siege. But they've got a good defensive skill, and without taking any halberds to the field today, they were really his best bet for just holding the line. There was a full unit of Lake Town pikemen hiding somewhere that we didn't see. So that was good. They could have come in and done some more damage if they were needed. Surprisingly, I don't know. I was going to say surprisingly few kills from the river patrol, but I guess all of those kills were generally like very heavily armored guys. So that was good. There's only 2 of them. Okay, cool. It just confused me the way they were deployed. Ithalian Rangers there, great toward the end of the fight too. Really sort of well used in melee. As I say, I always mention it, but I've really got a bit of a hard on for the concept of these units with like really high skill but not much attack. You know, in Warhammer Total War, I really love to use the Sirens when I'm playing as the Vampire Coast, and their whole deal is they don't do damage, but you can't hurt them. They just sit and lock you in place, and that's kind of how I like to try and treat Rangers. They come in, they've got a fair bit of defensive skill, and you're not going to get kills with them, but they're just going to hold somebody down, and that's exactly what they did up against those pikemen. Bardian Marksman there, 140 kills, that's pretty damn good. Dalian Bowman, 122, good stuff. These 26, probably just firing some heavily armoured guys, you know. Lake Town Infantry there, actually doing quite well, yeah. Holding their own in melee pretty well too, to be honest. This was definitely the unit that was just smashed to pieces by that crossbow. So 27 kills is fair enough from them, and 36 from the other one. That was used quite late on, not many losses from them. And then the Greenwood Lumberman actually getting 50 kills is pretty impressive. A few of them were probably minors, but that was good stuff. Genocide, yeah, I don't know if Genocide is new or old or how, but he definitely knew what he was doing with that catapult. It was clever, I liked it, and I think it definitely helped sway the tide up there for quite a bit of that, because it was going pretty nasty otherwise. But yeah, all in all, good going in first. You know, that's nobody ever really likes to do that. And Wang, yeah, I mentioned I really thought he was being far too cautious throughout this battle, and I thought that was going to spell disaster, but it went well. So that was cool stuff, and very impressive to see. Has Rama there, taking the initial like crap on the chin. Definitely kind of goofed up not shutting down that catapult when he could have, but that didn't. I keep talking about that moment, but that didn't lose him the battle. I don't really know what did, really. Like I don't think that there was. I think it was mainly just a case of this was, you know, 3 attacking armies really well constructed together to you know, every army served a great purpose. You know, we had Dale being the archer powerhouse, Mordor being the just heavy numbers grind you down into oblivion, and then we had Erebor being the elite ending core to just shut them down at the end of the battle, just coming in with units that they couldn't combat. And I really approved of his Rama kind of using his elite units so early on, but you know, of course that's not always going to work out. But if I was in this battle, I would have done the exact same thing as his Rama did, and yeah, you know, it wouldn't have worked out obviously. But yeah, then M1, I thought he was, you know, he must have been using up his crossbows earlier than I thought. I would have liked to know if he had much, if any, how much ammunition did he have left from the catapult as well. Like, how much ammo did he have for that catapult too? Sucks about taking the losses off those, say maybe 10 Tharbad Warhammers at the end, But again, that wouldn't have fixed the situation. That would have just sort of lessened the blow a bit. And yeah, all in all, really good. I love winter maps, as I say. It's nice change of pace. And Rivendell's always a lot of fun, even though it does lag a little bit. But thanks, guys.